these are the top 3 crypto projects for the next bull market. Most people are speaking of the bull market like every single coin is going to recover. Let me tell you, 99% of the coins out there is the last cycle. There is no chance that most coins are going to ever make all-time high. So in today's video, I'm going to show you my top 3 cryptos for the next cycle. So let's go into it. Most coins don't make any money. They don't have users. They have billion-dollar valuations without any kind of sense. So for the next bull market, I'm looking at crypto differently. When I started with crypto, I wanted to have a 10, 15, 20 different altcoin portfolio, diversify. At the moment, diversifying is not that smart. Why? Because you are diversifying into coins that don't have any value. So instead of doing that, you need to have less coins, but coins that actually solve real world problems, have growing users, and they are actually making money. Treat it like a business. So which coins? Many of you already might know, but which coins am I speaking about? 3 coins: Hyperliquid, Taobit Tensor, and Zcash. I think these coins combine really important things from usage, they solve real world problems, they have growing revenue, and they have a lot of users, and also, of course, an amazing community. So let's go into it. Number 1, Hyperliquid. First of all, this is inside Timeless Terminal, where I use it every single day to trade, analyze, research. I build this myself, so make sure you look into it. This is going to launch on 26th of August. Make sure you secure your place because it's going to be open only for 100 users. So let's go to Hyperliquid. Yeah, right here. Okay, so one of the biggest mistakes crypto investors make is trying to value protocols that are not businesses. So you have Bitcoin, okay, it's a store of value. It's like gold, but decentralized. I understand that. But other than Bitcoin, which already has its place, all the other projects should be really good businesses. And most projects are not. They are just, most of them are like memes. You have coins that have big market cap. We look at the revenue, it's a joke. So instead of doing that, you look at protocols that are actually making money. Number 1, Hyperliquid. So Hyperliquid is one of the projects that is making most money in crypto. Almost last year, they made close to 800 million. They made more money than Ethereum and Solana. And this is a, 2-year-old project. So what's Hyperliquid? Hyperliquid is like a decentralized exchange. You have Binance, you have Coinbase, Kraken, BitGet. So Hyperliquid is competing in a way, but it's decentralized. You can see the trades in real time. There is transparency. It's very, very fast, very cheap. And not only that, they are using the money that they're making through the fees to actually buy more hype. So I think it's 99% or 98%, something like that, that they make through the protocol, through the fees, they use it to buy back the token. So not only they make a lot of money, and they're also accruing value to the token, which is something that doesn't happen in crypto. Most cryptos don't have any value accrual. So they're making a lot of money. The team is amazing, and they have a really good community. And also, almost forgot about that, they had a really good launch. No VCs inside. Really, I think was the biggest airdrop ever in crypto. So for me, is one of my favorite projects, making money, easy to understand. You can trade any asset using Hyperliquid, crypto, stocks, commodities. Now you're gonna have also prediction markets like poly markets and Colchi and stuff like that. So you'll be able to trade basically anything inside of Hyperliquid. So for me, it's really easy. Now let's go into the chart. As you can see, the chart of Hyperliquid is actually pretty bullish. It's one of the few charts that is actually bullish against Bitcoin. So most charts, and I recommend you that, when you compare the chart or the crypto you like with Bitcoin, which ones are actually outperforming? And Hyperliquid and also Zcash is one of the few projects that actually has a better chart than BTC. So let's look at the chart. As you can see, we are above the 200 moving average. We have this order block here, this supply zone, already touched once, now 3 times actually. So there is a good chance that Hyperliquid breaks this level. We could have a small correction towards 55, but I think we're gonna again go to high 60s towards the supply zone. So the chart looks good, especially if you look on the weekly. Looks really good. Still in an uptrend again, as less than 2 years, and the chart is making higher highs and lower highs on the weekly. So really good chart. I think this is a project that does a 5 to 10x from here. So when you see projects like what XRP, there's a 60 billion market cap at 150 to 200 billion market cap. Hyperliquid, the revenue they have, the users they have, the problem they are solving, and the usage they have. It's one of the projects that has most usage. I could honestly see Hyperliquid getting to 100 billion, 150, or even becoming bigger than Ethereum, honestly. Is one of the projects I think will compete in terms of market cap with Ethereum and Solana. So this is the first one, easy to understand, revenue, users, solve real world problems. So that's my first one, easier to understand. Let's go now to my biggest conviction. While being my biggest conviction, I also admit is one of the most difficult projects to understand. So Tau BitTensor, instead of, so let's look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin, the miners that secure the network by providing compute, they are doing one thing, which is securing the network, providing compute. Tau BitTensor is changing that. They are using the compute to create intelligence. So miners need to provide intelligence. They need to solve real world problems, and only like that they can get rewarded. So instead of just not wasting, but using the compute to secure the network, Tau is taking another step. Okay, let's secure the network, but also solve real world problems and increase intelligence in the network. So Tau is, I would compare like with Google. So you have Google, the corporation. Inside Google, you have many businesses. Tau is the same. You have subnets that are the business inside of Tau. You have 128 subnets that are like decentralized companies. You have what? AI inference, compute, storage, predictions, training, data, and all of them are priced in Tau. So if subnets grow, Tau also grows automatically. That's why it's really a good mechanism, because the better subnets you have and the more subnets you have, you need to have Tau. You need to buy Tau in order to actually buy the slots for Tau BitTensor. Everything is priced in Tau. So one of the best projects, in my opinion. Chart, as you can see here, we are in this big range. We've been in this range for quite a while, between 700 and the lows of 150, more or less. So this is the chart, is in a big range. I think decentralized AI is going to be one of the most important narratives. So yes, we could see if Bitcoin, whatever, falls from here, which I think the low is pretty close, we could see Tau going again to the 100s. Could happen, 150. But overall, is my number one conviction, as it has really good tokenomics. It's solving real world problems. Is in the biggest technology we ever had, which is AI. Is a perfect intersection. So for me, Tau is my number one conviction. Had the first halving a few months ago, just starting out, and I think the more the subnet ecosystem matures, we're gonna have really Tau doing very well. So I think this is one of the most undervalued projects. 1.8 billion market cap. So I think this does a 10x, and even like that is undervalued. So Hyperliquid, easy to understand. That's why I think also the price is doing that well. Tau, very good project, but you need to spend a lot of hours to understand. I think in the future, because it's the first of its kind, it's going to be easier to understand. But at the moment, most people still don't know how to look at Tau, because you have miners, you have validators, you have the subnet owners. So there is some research you need to do, but in my opinion, not financial advice, is one of the most important projects ever created. So now let's look at my third project. Solves real world problems as well. What? Privacy. In today's day and age, you need privacy. Everything is under surveillance, especially in Europe. So especially if institutions want to move their money, we are speaking about trillions, probably they want to have some privacy. So what do? Zcash. So Zcash is basically Bitcoin, but with privacy. I think it's the best privacy protocol. They also have Monero, but I think Zcash has better technology. Also, in terms of exchanges, it's listed in almost all exchanges, and also it gives the option of privacy but also transparency. So has as both ways. In terms of chart, when you look on the weekly, also the chart looks really good. But look at this, chart was kind of dead. Then in September of 25, look at this. It went from $56 to 800. So even with good projects, sometimes this happens. Chart is looking good. We came here and we failed to close above 800, 700 more or less. So now the chart is still looking good. We are still above the 50 and 200 moving average. If we look on the daily, also we are forming a range. We could come again towards 400, but overall, for the future, is one of the best assets. Remember, next bull market is going to be for the tokens that are actually making revenue. You have users, you have narrative. Otherwise, I think the bull market will only come for these kind of projects. For the rest of projects, I think is the last cycle. So if you like this, make sure you subscribe, like, and remember 26th of August launching Timeless Terminal, which is this terminal here that I would say is pretty unique because it combines so many different tools in one to allow you to be a better trader, a better investor. So thank you very much. See you guys.